Hey guys, good afternoon. Thank you for joining. And we're going to begin on our mats in a cross-legged position. Just take a nice comfortable seat. Close your eyes, just lengthen your back and rest your hands wherever feels comfortable. And just start to bring your awareness towards the present moment. Doesn't matter where you were before, what happened in the morning, what you're doing after this class. What matters is now, so just bring your awareness towards the present. Feel your sitting bone grounding into the mat beneath you. Maybe notice the rising and falling of your chest on the inhales and the exhales. Maybe you can notice the length of each inhale and exhale. Is there a pattern? Just observe. Just start to deepen your breath. Take a deep inhale through your nose and a deep exhale out through your mouth. And start creating an ujjayi breath, making a light constriction in the back of your throat, as if you're making ocean wave sounds. You want to use this breath throughout your practice to create heat and also create more space in your lungs. And when you're ready, just gently open your eyes. We're going to start seated. I'm just going to start stretching. So starting with some circles, just making circles with your shoulder. Keep your back nice and straight and just take slow circles. And then maybe the other way around. And just bend your neck towards the right. Extend your left arm. And just gently bring your right hand on your left ear. No need to press too hard, just a little weight. And just feel that space in your neck. Nice, and release back to center. Left hand over right ear. Make sure your right hand is nice and flexed and you feel that stretch in your neck. If there's a tight space, maybe you want to breathe into it. And release. We're going to plant our right forearm into the mat. I'm just going to bring our left arm over our head. Just stretching our side here. Bringing our bicep over our ear. Maybe we want to let our neck hang loose. Just open up the lower back and the side ribs. And exhale, release. Left forearm into the mat. And you're just opening up here. Maybe you want to look up if your neck allows it. Just stay grounded through the hips, through the arm. And release. We're going to move on to our hands and knees. Just make sure your wrists are in line with your shoulders and that your knees are in line with your hips. Nice active fingers in the mat. We're going to start with some cat-cow. So inhale, open up the chest, look up, tailbone up, and exhale, draw the navel in, rounding through the back. Again, inhale, open through the chest, creating that nice space. And exhale, rounding through the back, tucking the navel in, nice engaged core. Last round. Inhale, open. And exhale, rounding in cat pose. Maybe we can start to make circles in our hips and just sway from side to side. And then when we're ready, just tuck the toes in and move into our first downward facing dog for today. Just start slowly here. Make sure you're pressing through your fingers nice and firm into the mat. Just bending one knee and the other. Hands are shoulder distance. Feet are hips width. You want to send your tailbone up and draw the navel in. Pressing away the mat away from you. Just lengthening through the back. Maybe you want to shake your head no, nod your head yes. And then slowly look forward and start to walk towards the front of the mat. Heels come first. And with the feet hips width, just grabbing the elbows and swaying in ragdoll from side to side. Drawing the crown of the head towards the mat. Creating that space. And then slowly release your arms, and vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to move into our standing position. Head comes up last. In Tadasana, mountain pose. Standing at the top of the mat. Make sure your feet are together, maybe big toes together. Heels can be slightly apart. I'm going to start by grounding through the four corners of the feet. Nice, strong, active legs. Engage your core here. Drop your shoulder blades down the back. Draw the crown of the head up. We're going to start with some sun salutations. So inhale, sweep the arms up, look up, and exhale, fold forward from the hips. Make sure your knees can be slightly bent here. And then inhale, lengthen, halfway lift, flat back, flat neck. And exhale, plant the palms into the mat. I'm going to move into a plank here. So make sure your wrists are in line with the shoulders and that your feet are together. Your legs are nice and active and that your core is engaged. And you're making a nice straight line from your feet all the way to the crown of the head. So option to lower from here, or maybe the knees can be down for this first one. And on the exhale, lower down chaturanga. Elbows hugging into the ribs all the way onto our bellies. And with the hands by our ribs, inhale, baby cobra, look forward, and exhale, release. Feet together into the mat. Inhale, use your back muscles to lift, and exhale, forward. Inhale, lift, hold here, and exhale, release. Tuck your toes and rise up using your core into downward facing dog. Arms in line with the ears. Make sure your fingers are still planted firmly into the mat and that you're pushing the mat away to lengthen your back here. Look forward, step or jump towards the front of the mat, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, sweep your arms over your head. And exhale, palms in front of the heart, mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep your arms up, and exhale, fold forward in Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, step back into plank pose. Inhale, roll on the balls of the feet forward, and exhale, lower down, shoulders no lower than elbows. And then inhale, either baby cobra or upward facing dog, making sure your feet are planted firmly into the mat and that you're looking up, wrists in line with the shoulders. And exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, inhale, step or jump towards the front. And halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward in Uttanasana. And inhale, arms over the head. And Tadasana, palms in front of the heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up and lower down into chair pose, Utkatasana. Weight into the heels here. Keep drawing your tailbone down, keeping your core engaged. Option to also keep your knees fist width apart, and just look forward. And exhale, release, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, step back, lower down, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot by your right thumb, and rise up, plant your back foot into the mat 45 degrees. I'm going to rise up into warrior one. Make sure you're pressing the weight in the outer edge of your back foot and that your front heel is in line with your front knee. Nice long stretched arms, draw your shoulder blades down the back. And then take a deep inhale here and exhale. Plant your hands down, lower into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot by your left thumb and rise up in Virabhadrasana 1. Keep tucking your tailbone in and drawing the shoulder blades down the back, making a nice straight line from your back foot all the way to the tips of your fingers. Firming both feet nicely into the mat. And take a deep inhale and exhale, plant your palms into the mat, lower down, chaturanga, nice and slow. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. And take a moment here to ground through the hands and the feet. And look forward, step or jump towards the front, feet together. Inhale, half lift, exhale, fold forward, draw the crown of the head into the mat. And inhale, rise up into chair pose, Utkatasana. And bring your palms to your chest here. And we're gonna revert, twist to the right side. So take a deep inhale, lengthen, and hook your left elbow into your right thigh and open up here. And press, make sure your knees stay together here. And then on the inhale, you're twisting more deeply by adding pressure into your thigh here and just opening up, palms squeezing together. And exhale, release, fold forward. Maybe widen your stance here, feet hips width. And you can grab your big toes. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold forward more deeply. Padangustasana. Just stretching the back here, drawing the head towards the mat. And release, and feet back together. Inhale, rise up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Palms together, twisting to the left side. And open up here. Make sure the shoulders are stacked on top of each other. And then you're opening up the chest here. You can look up and lengthen on the inhale and twist deeper on the exhale. See if you can sit deeper for this one. Take a last inhale and fold forward in Uttanasana. And again, you can open your feet, hips width. Either grab the big toes, or this time maybe you want to step on your hands, toes touching all the way to the creases of the wrist. Just give your hands a nice massage. And release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold and step back into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, step your right foot near your right thumb and rise up in high lunge. Back heel off the mat. Again, make sure your front foot, the heel is in line with the knee here, and that you're sending your back heel into the mat. Nice active leg here. And take a deep inhale, and if your knee allows it today, you're going to lower down, sinking deeper on the exhale. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Option also to open up your arms, cactus pose. Inhale, rise up, opening up, creating that resistance. Inhale, arms up, and hold here. Option to hold Anjaneyasana, or you can also twist to your right, keeping your legs nice and strong and your arms parallel to the mat. Don't forget to use your Ujjayi breath. And release, back to center, Anjaneyasana. And take a deep inhale and exhale, either into downward facing dog or take a vinyasa here. Lowering down, upward facing dog, and exhaling into downward facing dog. And just pausing here a moment to make sure that we're still present. Observing our breath. And then release. We're going to step our left foot near our left thumb and rise up in high lunge Anjaneyasana. Drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Engaging our core here, facing the front of the mat. And take a deep inhale and exhale, lower down. Option to also open the arms here. Inhale, extend, and exhale, lower. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. Last round. Inhale, rise up. And hold here, Anjaneyasana, and twist towards the left. Nice parallel arms. And hold. Make sure your feet are firm into the mat. Your back leg is nice and supportive. And you can feel the energy line from your back fingertips to the front. And release. Back, arms above the head. And lower down on the exhale, either in downward facing dog or take a vinyasa here. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good work. And we're going to move into plank pose and bring our feet together here. Option to stay in plank or move into dolphin plank. So you can plant your left elbow where your left palm was and your right elbow where your right palm was, and just hold here for 10 breaths. Make sure your feet are engaged, your core is active. You're making a nice straight line from your back feet to the crown of the head. Option to also lift one leg up and then lower, and then the other one. Lower. On 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Knees to the mat. Take a child's pose here. Great job, guys. Arms can be in front or on our side, whatever's more comfortable here. Try to bring your breath back, equal inhales and exhales, using our Ujjayi breath. And release. I'm going to move into a seated position, into boat pose, Navasana. So sitting on our bums here, just bending the knees, lengthen through the back, hands behind our thighs. And on the inhale, we're going to bring our legs up, 90 degrees. Option to either keep the hands behind the thighs or bring them forward. Just look straight ahead. Keep engaging the core and making sure the back is straight and that the crown of the head is lifting. And slowly you're going to release onto our backs. Extend your legs out and release all the way. And we're going to bring our right leg up now with the toes pointing up, flaunting, as if you're wearing heels. And arms parallel to the mat. And we're going to move into some crunches. Option to also lift the left leg off the mat. So we're going to do 10 on each side. So starting slowly, go up, 2, 3, look up, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, hold the last one, 10, and release. Good job, guys. Left leg extends. And you're gonna do this side now. Maybe lift the right and start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold the last one. And release. Nice. Bring your knees to your chest and give yourself a big hug. And thank yourselves for all the great work that you did. Maybe rock from side to side. And you can shift your hips towards the left and drop your knees towards the right in supine twist. Option to also extend your arms out straight and maybe look on the opposite shoulder. And release, bring your knees back to center. Shift your hips towards the right and drop your knees towards the left. And then knees back to center. Place your hands behind your thighs and rock 3 times, giving your back a nice massage. And we're gonna meet seated and extend our legs in front. So option to keep your legs straight or bent. Starting in Dandasana staff pose. So with your feet flexed, nice and active, just lengthen your back and place your hands by your hips and draw the crown of the head up. Drawing the shoulder blades down the back. It's a great pose for fixing our posture. So make sure all the muscles in your body are still engaged. And then we want to bring our right knee into our chest and place our right foot into our inner thigh, dropping the knee down, and inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, fold forward. Doesn't matter how deep you go. Maybe hands can be by your feet or grabbing hold of your foot. And hold here in Janu Shirsasana. Make sure your front foot is flexed. Toes are pointing up. And slowly release, lift yourself up. Maybe gently grab your right knee with your right hands. And now bringing the left knee into the chest and open up, placing the foot in the inner thigh. Inhale, arms above the head, and exhale, fold forward. Option to also place something below your bent knee if it feels better today, if you have a block. Also option to bend your front leg. And release slowly. Use your hands to bring your knee back. And inhale with both legs extended now. Exhale, fold forward in Paschimottanasana. Doesn't matter how deep you go, as long as you feel a nice stretch. Make sure your feet are still flexed. Knees could be slightly bent. Maybe lengthen on the inhale and fold deeper on the exhale. And release. Move on to our backs now. And bending our knees here. Make sure your knees are hips width and that you can touch the heels with your middle fingers. Moving into bridge pose. Inhale, lift your hips up. Maybe clasp your hands behind your back and draw your shoulder blades in towards each other. Keep pressing the mat away from you, grounding through the 4 corners of your feet. And don't crunch your neck here. You want to make sure that there's a nice space between your chin and your chest. And last inhale. Exhale, release slowly. Bring the knees together, the feet mat width apart. Left hand on the belly and right hand on the heart. And release. An option to repeat bridge pose or move into Dhanurasana, wheel pose. So if you want to try wheel pose, again, make sure that your knees are hips width and that you can touch your heels with your fingertips. You want to bring your palms by your ears, fingers pointing the back of the mat. Make sure your elbows are still parallel with each other. And on the inhale, lift up, pushing the mat away using your feet and your hands, keeping your legs active and sending the weight towards the front, opening up the chest. Make sure your knees don't flop open, that they're still in line with each other, also the elbows. And breathe through the chest. And take an inhale, tuck your chin in and slowly release. Maybe this time, bring your feet together and flap open in a butterfly pose. Left palm on the belly and the right on the heart. You can feel your heartbeat here. This was a nice back bend. And release. Bring your knees to your chest and just rock from side to side. Moving into our last pose for today. So option 2, just bring your legs over just in a straight way, like in Viparita Karani, or move into shoulder stand. So if you want to try shoulder stand, just bring your knees to your chest and gently rock and place your hands on your lower back, fingers pointing up. And then draw your shoulder blades in towards each other and bring your elbows close and in line with each other, parallel. And when you feel ready and that your hips are stacked on top of your shoulders, you can gently bring your feet, your legs all the way up, flaunting your feet as if you're a Barbie, engaging the core. And if you feel like you want to adjust, you can always bring your knees back down, adjust the pose, and then lift your legs up again. And then release, bring your knees to your chest, and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll onto your backs. And take a last resting pose, either just rocking from side to side, or move into a happy baby pose. Opening your legs, grabbing the outer edge of your feet. And once you feel like you're ready for Shavasana, just release and drop your legs, maybe wider than your hips. Arms by your side, making a nice space between your ears and your shoulders. Tuck your chin in slightly to create that nice length in your neck. Release your Ujjayi breath and move into Shavasana, observing your natural breathing here. Relax as deep as you possibly can. Relax every bone and every muscle. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the mat. Start to notice the sounds around you. Maybe scanning your body from head to toe, see how you're feeling. Feel the contact points between your body and the mat. You can start moving your fingers and your toes. Bring your arms over your head and take a nice long stretch. And bring your knees into your chest and roll onto your right side. Pausing here for a moment of gratitude. Just thank yourselves for being here today, making the time to take care of your body. And with your left palm and eyes still closed, just gently push yourself up into a cross-legged position. Palms in front of the heart. Thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening. Bowing in Namaste. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Myriam.
Oh.